Hey there guys, Watch Violence, welcome to my channel. Today we are releasing God Complex 1.1 for GZDoom. So it's out, it's in the description. Maybe even check your letterbox, check your email, check your doormat. It could be anywhere, maybe somewhere chucked in your front yard. Just God Complex is there somewhere for you to play, enjoy, it's gonna be good. What we're doing in this video today is we're just going to go over the other recent updates and things that have happened since the previous 1.1 update preview video thing that I did. Don't expect as big of a video as last time, but some of the changes were fairly significant in here, so let's go over them. I've got a list that I will be occasionally looking at to read off of. So we'll start off with the phase pistol. A little thing has changed with this. Before, if you did the alt fire to warp items to you, even if it didn't grab anything, it would still make the warp sound and it would tell you to look somewhere to open space. But it's not like that anymore. So now it will only make the sound and tell you to aim somewhere if it grabs something, which is kind of neat. Some higher quality. And also, what else can it do? Yeah, look at that. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. You can now take barrels with you wherever you want to go. As long as you've got the ammo to use from the phase pistol and you have the energy to do this, then you can do this. This health bar is not meant to be there. I've got to deal with that. I still haven't done that, but I will do that later. But yeah, let's say, you know, you're about to head into some big open arena. We'll take off no target. We're going to chuck on legendary invisibility. And we're going to take this Nemesis barrel for a ride. Oh my god, you're so fast with this. I wasn't not ready for that. Alright, it's right here. Let's grab it again. It's right, some of the enemies have woken up. It's fine. Then we run. Did it blow up? Come on, man. There we go. See, and that's something you can do now. It's totally something you can do. If it feels like it's worth it to you to do that, then hey man, you can have fun with the barrels and the phase pistol. Pretty cool. Okay, next thing to talk about is the HUD indicators. At the bottom right corner of the screen, you can probably see that with this little like red and grey X there. We scroll through our weapons, you might see some other like interesting icons and they change and stuff. So, okay, something sort of very large earthquake, whatever. Let's ignore that. So, the hell is doing that? What are these idiots? Alright, enough. Where was we? Yeah, the symbol was in the HUD. Okay, so the X means invul piercing, and the green up arrows means it's a weapon that works with sphere of power. If the weapon has a full red X, it means that all of its attacks do invul piercing. So if the left side of the X is red, that means that the primary fire does invul piercing. And if the right side of the X is red, that means that the alt fire does invul piercing, or some other mechanic with the weapon does invul piercing. So it's a cool little way of just knowing that, you know, what weapons do invul piercing and what don't. I think this is actually going to be a game changer for a lot of people, knowing that certain weapons are actually very useful when they might not have thought so previously. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Even like the explosive minigun has invul piercing. I mean, I didn't even really remember that, but apparently it does, so there you go. And the explosive rifle does on the alt fire. I also changed the scopes of the explosive rifle, so it's a lot more visible now. There's not as much, like, it's not as tinted, easier to see, very nice. And yeah, so the green up arrows are sphere of power. And you'll see that when we activate this, in fact, I'm going to save real quick. So you'll see that if we use the sphere of power here, the green arrows are going to turn red. That shows that the upgrade is in effect. And we have full invul piercing now because the upgraded variant has invul piercing. And yeah, so that's how that works. The indicators are pretty cool. Here's my invul piercing dummy. He's got invul. You can see that now the traces actually do invul piercing as well. Same with this, does invul piercing. Very cool. There's quite a few weapons in here now that do invul piercing. They were meant to be doing invul piercing before, but they just weren't because I made those changes a long time ago and I didn't do them properly. But yeah, there's a lot of things in here now that have invul piercing. You can just go through things and you'll see, man. And there's also indicators for upgrades, so let's have a look at this. The Demon Tech Rifle has 3 indicators because it's got 3 different upgrades. It's got the empowered version and it's got the phase upgrade. So when I get this, the purple, so when I pick that up, it's the left side arrows turn purple to show that it's been upgraded. And when you use the Invis power up, it'll go gray again, and then it will turn purple once the cooldown is off. Just as like extra little indicator to show when you're able to use that power up again. And yeah, same thing with the Commander Devastator upgrade. Have a look. Devastator's got an upgrade icon there. Pick this up, it turns purple. Very cool. Yeah, and so same deal with the Nemesis Rifle and the Leg and Enraged. They've got their own little upgrade indicators as well. So as you might know, when you get a true legendary rune, your legendary weapons become upgraded. Double fire rate. And yes, that's how that works. Pretty sweet. Nemesis weapons work the same way. We've already got a Nemesis Rune. So when the Nemesis Rune is on, the upgrade indicator turns white for the Vexed damage. With the Nemesis Cannon, now that it's ult, when you try to use its ult fire with the Nemesis Rune off, doesn't work. Turn Nemesis Rune on. Now it works. So because this has a cooldown for 10 seconds after use, the upgrade arrows will turn grey. Then it'll turn white again once the cooldown is off. There you go. Cool. Nemesis BFG, how does this work? Well, I mean, some of you might know, some of you might not, but when you have the Nemesis Rune active, you also need max Nemesis ammo for its special power to be unlocked. So, you need to collect a bunch of Nemesis fragments to get more ammo. And once you've got 180 at least, so as you can see, once you've got full ammo with the Nemesis BFG, at least 180, because you can upgrade your ammo count even more with the Terminator spheres and whatever. But yeah, once you have full ammo and Nemesis Rune active, the Nemesis BFG will spawn lightning around you occasionally. It's pretty cool. And then if I shoot it, the upgrade indicator goes grey to show that it's no longer working. And yeah, once we get full ammo again, it goes white, and then the upgrade turns back on. It will. There we go. Okay, cool. So that's how that works. Pretty sweet. Anything else? Oh yeah, how to upgrade Enraged weapons. These work a little bit different. So the legendary Sphere of Power, now known as the Legendary Evolution Sphere, because the Sphere of Power was renamed to Evolution Sphere. This would normally only affect legendary weapons. But once you have the True Leg Rune, it starts to affect Enraged weapons as well. So, what's a good way of showing this? Let's do... Go to test one. So yeah, that's pretty much how the upgrade indicators work. The Enraged one pretty much just turns upgraded when you use a legendary evolution sphere while we have a true legendary rune. Anyway, that's a lot of information. It's not easy to remember all this stuff, but okay, next thing on the list to talk about is the quick start option. Let's have a look in here. We go to mod options, progression options. We've got our death exit jump start on. Basically, if you go through a death exit, the system will remember what tier you were at and grant you weapons, items, power-ups relevant to that tier. With this on, actually, I don't even think you need this on anymore. I think I made it so it doesn't really matter. But you can pick what tier you want to start at from 0 to 6. You can't go to 7 or 8 yet, or 9 or 10, but you can go to 0 to 6. And let's say I wanted to level up and start a new game, and I can just set my fragments to whatever the hell I want. The game is going to start us at that tier. It's going to give us the fragments we want, and then it's going to give us gear. So when you start at tier 6, you start with a Nemesis Rune as well. So there you go, start with some shit. Pretty cool. So if you want to just jumpstart your experience and get into the action a bit quicker, then you can do that. It is in a way cheating, but I think it's fun for people to be able to just jump straight to like that craziness, end game level craziness that we all know and love. Other than that, we've got the music slider option now. Let's go test that out somewhere. So in mod options, music options, we now have louder boss music, which used to be on off, but now you can actually set the value to what you want. So if you want the boss music to be normal, whatever it is normally, then you just leave it on 1. If you want it to be a bit louder, then you can adjust it. So let's try that out. So as you can see, we've got Legendary Revenant music playing. It's a little bit quiet. Now, we go into music options and we turn that shit up. And it is much louder. Let's turn it back down again, just so you can see the difference. It is a pretty big difference. It's quite amazing. We'll leave that up. I'm gonna use a Demon Rune. He's gonna level up. You can hear his cool transition music. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool system there. I like how that works. Works well. Very nice. Very cool. And obviously when the boss dies, the music will revert back to normal volume for like the map music. Cool. I think that's good. In some WODs have like louder map music than others, I've found, which makes it hard to balance like how loud the boss music is. So that'll let you sort of customize as you go, which is pretty cool. Difficulty options, I have shown this in a recent video, but I did make a little change. We now have a clusterfuck difficulty, which pretty much just removes the progressive spawns. Progressive spawns mostly disabled, kind of like the good old days. Multiplayer spawns, 50% more ammo. So if we go and start a new game here and test the spawns, you will see that we should get some Nemesis monsters and stuff in map 1. I will save. Legendary. We're gonna Enrage straight away. Yeah, this is like just playing old clusterfuck. I did lower the spawn rate of the bosses a little bit, the legendary Nemesis Enraged bosses, just to account for that randomness. Legendary monsters do have a higher spawn chance than Enraged, and Enraged have a higher chance than Nemesis. But you can get a Nemesis monster in map 1, just like we used to, so that's pretty cool. The Nemesis Imp. Well, we got some spawns in this one. Look at that. And obviously, if you want to see what true clusterfuck is all about for the clinically insane, let's just do it just for the lols. This difficulty is something else, man. Look, it is literally like old true clusterfuck. All the monsters have equal spawn chance. Need fly on, so yeah, the spawn rates of bosses is quite high. But this mode does use progression, because otherwise it would have been... I feel like it's at least a little bit more playable like this. Oh, and in the clusterfuck difficulty, True Legs and Vex monsters still follow progression, so you can't get a True Legendary in map 1. You still need to get to tier 6 and 7 for that stuff. But yeah, for this difficulty, it does follow progression for True Clusterfuck. If we go and get some fragments, you can really see the how messed up this shit is. In fact, let's get a True Leg Rune. Let's just send it. Let's just send it, alright? Oh my god, the music's on. Turn off. No, quick, please. I've got to turn that off. Put on fly, you motherfucker. So yeah, this is just... Why does that look so... Why are they flashing like that? That's not normal. Okay, that's weird. We will... I think I know what happened there, but I can fix that. Good thing I spotted that sooner than before releasing the whole thing, so that's good. You like Bomber? Yep, pretty cool. A lot of... Oh my god, 3 of them. Yep, very cool. True clusterfuck, good stuff. Now, what happens if we have a Terminator Spheres as well? Just how many spawns can we get here, huh? Oh boy. Oh shit. Oh my god. Send it. Yeah, okay. That went just about as good as I expected it to. I would definitely recommend playing True Clusterfuck on small maps. Play this on a Slaughter WOD and your PC will explode. One thing I should actually say regarding the Vex monsters that we just saw, where are they? So, Nemesis monsters no longer have their transforming mechanic, except for the Nemesis Vial. He can still transform into a Vexed, but I kind of didn't like the idea. I didn't like how you would fight a Nemesis monster, get their health all the way down, and then they would just transform into a Vex monster. It was like every time you run into a Nemesis monster, it's 2 fights you have to have. And I just think that in the long run, that's just an exhausting mechanic. It's not fair. Like, yes, you can just kill the Nemesis monster and out-damage them when they're transforming, out-damage their healing before they can finish transforming. but if you don't have the strength to kill them then, you're probably not going to have the strength to kill them when they transform. That's kind of my logic there. So now Vex monsters, once you're at tier 7, I believe, Vex monsters have a 1 in 4 chance of spawning instead of a Nemesis monster. So they just spawn in the maps now, which I think is a... We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to be listening to feedback on that one, and just seeing what people think of it, and maybe I will find another way of using the Vex monsters at another time. But for now, that's what we're going with. Next thing on the list to talk about is the reload key. You can now use the reload key. I have it bound myself. Here it is, weapon reload R. If you want to use reload on the R key, because that's what you used to in other games and mods, you can do that. But you can also keep just using the alt fire key for reload. It still works the same way. You just now have the ability to use reload key as well, or instead. Okay, so once you reach tier 6, if you don't have a Nemesis Rune, we'll demonstrate it here. Put all my progression down. Hit tier 6 and you don't have a Nemesis Rune yet, the game will give you one. There it is. Look at that. I figure, like, you know, once you hit tier 6, true legendary monsters are starting to spawn more, and you really need a Nemesis Rune to fight them. I think fighting them without it for too long is just suffering, and I would rather people just have a Nemesis Rune. I mean, once you reach tier 6, you've gotten all these Nemesis fragments. I think it makes sense that you just get a Nemesis Rune. Obviously, you can get it earlier if you know, use the Vexed bait and just spawn in Vex monsters and kill them that way. That is a thing that can happen too. Okay, last thing before we get into the weapon changes, we now have armor info in the item bar. You'll see here, when I pick this up and I look in the item bar, it says strength 65%. If I drop this shit, pick up this one, it's going to say 60%, it's weaker. One of these, 75%. So the strength number is based on the armor's save percent and their specific damage factors. It's sort of like a rough combination that I just sort of came up with. So if you go into your key binds and you bind list active buffs, which I've got set to home, I can hit that button and the game is going to show me in the console all my current stats from power-ups and stuff. So if I look at my armor stats, it's going to say effectiveness 64%, and then I've got all my damage reduction to normal, legendary, enraged damage, zombie, rocket, explosion, whatever. So the strength value that you see in the item bar is based on the effectiveness and the damage factors of damage reduction. Effectiveness is how much health you take versus how much damage the armor takes. It's hard to explain. It actually is a hard stat to explain. You have to trust me that effectiveness, the higher that number is, even if it's by a little bit, it matters a lot. Oh man, I'm so sick of doing these kinds of videos. It's just way too much talking. Too much talking. Okay, next thing to show. Alright, getting into the weapons now. So, the first change to talk about is the freezer shotgun is no longer in the game. That thing is gone. There are too many shotguns, and I just wanted to get rid of one, and that one was just, like, not up to par in terms of quality. And I just felt like even just using it, it just felt kind of lame. So if you want to freeze things now, you just got to use the freeze rifle. You can see. First weapon that's changed is the Enraged ASG. Now shoots straight projectiles, no more bouncing or gravity. Very strong. I made this change kind of accidentally. I was trying to fix another bug somewhere and I changed this weapon just to test things. And then I kind of was like, man, I actually prefer it like this, so I just stuck with it. No more bouncy projectiles. Leg ASG does have them still. But yeah. I mean, all legendary weapons have invul piercing now, I believe, as well, which is kind of nice. So it makes sense. They're legendary. They should do invul piercing, realistically, let's be honest. Another weapon that's changed is the Nemesis LMG. Primary fire was buffed a bit and the alt fire got reworked. As you can see, it's like a chonky grenade launcher. Underbarrel grenade launcher, we could call it. Nemesis Rune, please. There we go, upgraded. So it's got a bit of gravitational pull. It is quite strong. It feels cool to use. It feels very heavy, and I like it a lot. Much better than the previous alt fire, which was just there for show, didn't really do anything that crazy. EFG launcher, EFG 9000. I kind of want to rename this to like BFB for big fucking bomb, but the primary fire is actually quite good now. We've got a scope as well. Are the rockets, like, what are they seeking right now? Are they going after barrels? Oh my god, they are. I was like, why is it not hitting the snipe? Okay, not the smartest rockets ever, but they do track. And the alt fire got changed as well. You can also do that while you're in the scope. It's pretty nice. This is just it's a really cool feeling weapon now. Let's test it on some monsters, shall we? Summon legendary imp. You can probably see the rockets tracking. Because the rockets move so fast, they will still occasionally miss, but I think that kind of makes it cool. This is a very strong weapon now. Very strong. I'm going to be paying attention to see if it's too strong. We'll see what you guys think. It is so satisfying shooting that fat rocket, I'm not gonna lie. I missed. Damn it. We'll get him. We'll get him, don't worry. There we go. One rocket, one kill. How it should be. Trying something a little bit tankier. Maybe put on... Fuck. Trying to put on no target, but actually, I fat fingered. I can't tell if he just teleported out of the damage or what. Okay, I felt like a better hit. So yeah, it's not gonna absolutely nuke bosses. Like, I mean, Nemesis Hell Knight is a pretty good test target for this kind of thing. It doesn't absolutely nuke him, but it is good. It is very good. Okay, empowered Hexa. Yeah, that's a thing. Has been a thing for a long time, but I feel like not many people really knew about it. It was very strong. It still is. It's actually a little bit weaker now, but it's more noticeably different. Which is kind of cool. Okay. It has the same, it shoots the same shots as the empowered explosive rifle, so enemies that die to it explode. It's very strong. Very fun to use. Very fun to use. I could do this all day. Man, when you get up close with this thing, it absolutely rocks. Oh my god. Obviously the alt fire is a thing as well. Anyway, that was fun. Oh, that's a survivor. Not anymore. Okay, next on the list is the Behemoth Cannons, which did have a slight change. I did kind of touch up their ammo use and like overall damage. I think I nerfed the Ruffian Cannon a little bit. I think so. What I did is I made the primary seeking attack weaker, and I made the alt fire do invul piercing and is quite a bit stronger. Summon Cyberlord. It's pretty strong versus the primary fire, which it's still pretty strong. But this is a much faster fire rate now as well. Quite good. It's got an idle animation. It's like glowing, which is nice. New sounds. It's got slightly changed sounds as well, just to make it different from the Behemoth Cannon. Leg Enraged SSG and LMGs. They got some just... I did a damage touch-up on the Legendary SSG and the Enraged SSG. They should work a bit better against legendary monsters now, I think. I mean, yeah, that's pretty good for fighting a legendary monster, I feel like, in the early game. As well, Quad is pretty good. SSG does a little bit. Enraged ASG does a bit. So as you can see, I mean, they take fairly good damage from enraged weapons now. So that's pretty nice. SSG's got like some effects. And we'll go back outside for this. Some like light effects on its attack. Enraged LMG. It's got some cool effects when you shoot. Nemesis Rifle got a projectile speed buff while the Nemesis Rune is active. I made this change when I was testing the True Leg Sentient, and I was like, man, we really need to be able to shoot this quicker to like actually hit these bastards. Nemesis SSG got its fire duration reduced, it disappears quicker. This thing was just absurdly strong before. It's still like one of the best weapons, but like, I felt like it was not necessary for the fire to stick around for as long as it did. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, you did see the black hole generator before. It actually lasts a bit longer now. The suck is back, but it can lag the game a little bit in big maps, I've found. Usually what happens is you'll have like a second of very low frame drops, and then if you like pause and unpause, it fixes itself. I don't really know what the deal is there. Hopefully it's not too bad. See how it goes. See if I get any reports on it. But yeah, God, I'm so tired now. Doing all this talking and explaining stuff is just pain. It is pain. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And enjoy God Complex 1.1. It should be out now. Check the description. If it's not, then it means an emergency bug was found, but it will be up soon, hopefully. Let's go. Bye. See you. Have fun. Goodbye.